So walk me through your first sale.
Oh my gosh. These questions are great. Horrible. New construction. New construction is its own entity, by the way. I wish it was something just simple, like just residential. I was working with a buyer that I found, so I had to get uncomfortable, and we had somewhat of a lead service. You had, these names were provided, and you had to call them and say, I noticed that you're looking at this property online, or you filled out one of our forms, and how can I help you? And I got this gentleman, and he was like, I want new construction in Pepperell. I'm like, where? Of course. Tell me more about that. What are your wants and needs? What's your budget? So I take him through what I have been taught, which is all these questions, and super excited. I was like, yes, like I've hit the jackpot. Like I was so excited. Had no idea how commissions work, by the way. No idea how I'm gonna get paid or what I'm getting paid. I just know like I landed a fish, and I was like super excited. And new construction, like I said, is crazy. And there's a lot that you need to know. So I meet the gentleman and his wife. We go over some of the documents and be an exclusive buyer agent for them. And off to Pepperell, which is, for me at the time, in living in North Andover, I'm like, where is that? And it's kind of like near Lowell, and it's this small little town near Townsend, and lots of land at the time where you could build something for $350,000 in 2009. And so they were very difficult to work with. They were not your cookie cutter, this is gonna be so great, like what you see on Instagram, we're holding hands and we're building a house. Not at all. Two different personalities, just got married, wants and needs were different. The gentleman worked in Boston for the city in the union. So he has a specialty degree in like everything in his head. I'm a master electrician, I'm a master builder, I'm a master this, 2x6 construction is what I'm looking for. Let me inspect what they're doing. I'm like, oh my God. I made so many trips to Pepperell, and I talked to the client morning, noon, and night, and I learned the most about real estate as a Monday morning quarterback after the transaction was closed. And a couple things that I learned is I allowed the client to manage my time because I was so excited. I was a new agent, and like I just didn't want to like lose the sale, right? So I let them manage my time. I didn't set up expectations. I didn't have any standards in my own business practice. Communication, if I would have set standards, don't call during family time after 7, texting at 11:30 at night, and personalities. Right? This gentleman was very, very out there. And so there was no restrictions in his world. The builder was complaining he was always on the lot with no permission. And, I had a lot of managing to do. And so to have that as my first one, I think was probably good for me because it wasn't so like passe and easy. I felt like there was so many challenges and obstacles that when I finally got the commission, I was like, oh my gosh. And you learn best when there are hiccups and obstacles, right? So I guess the more I could have on the first transaction, the better when I had a transaction that was really smooth. I'm like, all right, there's this like rainbow on the other side of real estate. It can actually go where two people agree and it goes like this, and a seller wants to sell and a buyer wants to buy, and everyone's happy and they got the price that they wanted and the time that they wanted with like the least amount of problems that they wanted, and we closed successfully. And those deals are there, but there are a lot of deals that take a lot of time, and you have to be a problem solver, come from curiosity. And so that's how it is though. That's any business. Like that's not just real estate. That's the restaurant industry. That's if you have your own company. Oh, the Party City company. When we hired you guys as DJs, like photographers, wedding, like whatever it is. Like you have a lot of managing and leading. And if you set parameters, times, expectations, and standards and stick to them, then in my belief, you'll have a more successful mainstream business.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of a nightmare, the first one.